and welcome to another edition of the Swinburne Professional Staff Network podcast, The Podcast Professionals, with Christy and Ash, made by professional staff for professional staff. I am Ash Carden, and as always, would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from which we are recording. For myself, I am on Boonwurrung country, and Christy is in the Eastern Kulin Nation. Today's episode, we have the absolute pleasure of chatting to Paralympian and Swinburne alumni Matt Levy. But before we get to Matt, introducing my partner in pod and crime, Christy Holland. Welcome back to the mic.
Thanks, Ash. G'day and hi, everyone. I'm Christy Horn, and it's great to be here. And as always, so good to see you, Ash. Thank you for the amazing intro, and I like what you've done there. You've changed it up. Very nice. As you know, we really enjoy bringing the podcast, and our theme or clubhouse motto is connecting and reconnecting staff. But today, Ash, we are connecting in a different way. Yes, we are making a splash about this one because today
we're making a splash. We're saying that. Okay, I just, for our listeners and for myself, I just want to be really certain that we're going there.
Yeah, in brackets,
okay.
Excited, close brackets. We have something super special for you, and it's fair to say this is a scoop, an exclusive, and a super exclusive, call it what you want. Because today we are talking to a 5-time Paralympian, a multi gold medal winner, a world record holder, an author, all-round great guy, Matthew Levy, who also has an Order of Australia. I mean, this guy is an overachieving swimming legend. Hang on, Ash. I can hear him getting at the pool right now. So let's chat to Matt.
G'day, Matt. Great to see you. And first up, a massive congratulations on the brilliant Tokyo Paralympics, where you won gold, bronze, and another world record. How you doing, Matt? We can see you're in quarantine. How's that going for you?
Yeah, quarantine is going well. I'm day 2 into quarantine, and it's not going too bad, and it's good chance to, I guess, re-energize and reassess, and kind of come down from the high from Tokyo. And it's going to be a long 12, 13 days. It should be okay.
Definitely. Hey, you said you're back 2 days back into Australia in quarantine, but I'm wondering, can you give us an idea of what it was like in Tokyo compared to previous Paralympics? And I wanted to get a bit of a sense of life in the athletes' village.
Yeah, sure. Tokyo was, I guess, a bit different, obviously, because of COVID than previous games. We had about an 8-week or so build up. Most of us had to base ourselves in Queensland for about 8 weeks leading up to the games because of lockdowns and the like. And every day in the village, we had to do a COVID test to make sure we were not positive and we were negative for COVID. For us in Australia, for the Australian team, we had to get food in the Australian building. So we weren't allowed to go to the dining hall. We weren't allowed to go to, I guess, casual dining and all other dining halls that they have. So we just pretty much ate as a team, and when we needed to during competition and the like. And the accommodation was varied. I was lucky I had a room with 4 other people, single rooms, and then 1 shared bathroom. But some people had rooms of 6 and 7, and some had to double up with 2 a room, and then with 1 or 2 bathrooms, depending on what the size of the rooms were. Everyone wore masks to and from venues until you're in your room. Every day we had to do COVID screenings to make sure we were compliant, make sure our temperature was below 37.5. Other than that, it was just normal games. We raced, we competed, we went back to the village and relaxed. And we were a lot shorter over there than we previously usually would be. So we were there for about 14 days to 2 weeks, whereas previously we'd been maybe there for 3 weeks. We had no opening ceremony, no closing ceremony. So just the flag bearers attended those. This was a very different games to what we've all been used to. But yeah, it was certainly an experience.
Yeah. And we heard a lot about the dorms in the media back here in Australia and about the dorm beds. Did you have the cardboard, fully recyclable, sustainable beds, Matt?
Yeah, so they were made of cardboard. I think they were pretty sturdy. Yeah, they were all recyclable, all beds were cardboard. And yeah, like the rooms weren't the best, but yeah, they survived, I guess, for us for the 14 days and the Olympics as well. And yeah, it was, yeah, certainly interesting concept, and I guess probably would have saved them a lot of money in the long run. But
and the environment too, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah.
What was it like, Matt, with no spectators? Did that make a difference?
We had a lot of athletes like watching and other people from other countries. So it was as if there was a crowd. Well, obviously the crowd wasn't 20,000 people or 15,000 people, but there was people in the crowd, I guess, cheering. And yeah, it didn't make a difference in the long run. It was at the end of the day, you were competing for your country and for yourself. So that, I guess, never changes. And yeah, the atmosphere was probably slightly different, but it was still pretty buzzing. And the atmosphere was as if there was a crowd, because they had a lot of music and a lot of crowd noises on the loudspeaker and that kind of stuff. So they kind of tried to mimic it that way.
You won 2 medals at this Paralympic. Have you come down from your gold medal winning high yet? And the 4x100 freestyle was such an exciting race. You told me previously you hadn't watched it. Have you gone back and watched the replay yet? And could you sense the excitement from the commentators?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I was lucky enough to win two medals. And yeah, it was really, really great to, I guess, walk away with a bronze and a gold. And yeah, and I haven't watched the race. I guess I'm kind of just still coming down, I guess, from Tokyo and I guess these kind of few weeks will be where you kind of reassess and re-energize and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was really exciting to race and to compete for your country. And I think, yeah, none of us have raced for a while internationally. So it was really great to stand on those blocks and know that you've done all the work and you were actually still competitive, because yeah, no one really knew anything really. So yeah, it was really exciting. And yeah, to walk away with a medal was even more exciting. But yeah, it was really, really cool.
That would be so surreal, like, because ordinarily when you've got a group of the most elite athletes, surely at a lot of events you would see each other and some of your competitors. So is there people that you hadn't seen for a long time that normally you would benchmark against that you were able to see again, or did the COVID sort of restrict even some of those connections as well?
Yeah, definitely the connections definitely did suffer, and I guess knowing what people did and what people were doing and that kind of stuff suffered as well, because we weren't competing in 2020, so and yeah, not many people were competing front end of 2021, so yeah, it was pretty difficult. And yeah, I guess you kind of just were benchmarking off a meet that was 2 years ago, which was Worlds. So yeah, it was pretty difficult from that sense, but we've had a pretty good in Australia in terms of, yeah, we've had COVID, we've had lockdowns, but not as bad as some countries. So yeah, in that sense, it was okay.
So individual or team, what do you prefer, Matt?
Yeah, I prefer the team.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the relays. They're always pretty fun, and yeah, you're competing with 3 other people. So yeah, it's not, I guess, individual, and it's, yeah, competing as part of a team is pretty cool.
And what about?
Sorry.
Oh, we've got so many questions.
So many. It's just thinking, do you feel more pressure or less pressure with a team? Because I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. Like, yeah, you feel a bit of pressure, but I think the pressure is good in the sense that you don't want to let them down, kind of thing. But then you, in terms of the swimming side of things or the race side of things, you focus on what you need to do as an athlete and focus on your race plan, which is the easy part. But yeah, there's a bit of more pressure, I guess, in the team because you don't want to let the other person down. But that's pretty much the only pressure. It's not like pressure to swim fast or swim really quick and that kind of stuff. I guess that kind of comes naturally from the adrenaline and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to ask, Paralympics or World Swimming Champs, what's your favourite race or meet?
Paralympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Most definitely. And so can you tell us what your favourite stroke is? Is it the 100-metre breaststroke or the freestyle, or you've kind of just said or the medleys?
Yeah, definitely 100 freestyle, just because it gives me a chance to swim in the relays. So, yeah, that'll be my first pick.
Yeah. And this was your 5th Games, and will you be at Paris? This is my burning question. I asked you yesterday. You didn't get back to me.
Are we
I don't know.
allowed to ask that? Maybe it's a forbidden question. I don't know. I do not know Olympic protocol, right? I'm not going to tell you how much I can or can't swim or any other sport. But are we allowed to ask that yet, or is there a whole series of things that need to happen before that point?
I guess, yeah, it depends on who the athlete is. But, yeah, I guess a lot of athletes take time to kind of process that, like when they want to stop and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I guess I'll be definitely swimming next year, but who knows about Paris? It's a year by year kind of proposition. But yeah, I'll definitely be swimming at Commonwealth Games hopefully next year, which is in Birmingham. But then who knows after that? I guess there does come a time where you have to kind of draw the line in the sand type thing. But yeah, who knows?
Oh, okay. So Brisbane?
That's 10 years away, so no. Not as an athlete anyway.
Look, I'm just trying to get a scoop, all right?
So I'm just impressed at anyone. I'm impressed at elite athletes at a state level. So this is a whole different kettle of monkeys for me. But let's sort of go a bit back in time around Swinburne. And so you studied with us in 2015? Yeah,
so I finished my online degree of Bachelor of Business in Management in 2015. So I think I started maybe 13, maybe one of the first couple of years when they started the online stuff. And yeah, it was really cool. It was really good to be able to have the flexibility to be able to do something online and be able to, I guess, still do a degree and not have to leave your lounge room type thing. And yeah, it was really, really good to be able to do that. And yeah, I had a really good experience with the lecturers and how the course was set up and the online system. I think it would have probably changed a lot since I finished in 15, but I'm sure the principle is still the same with it being online and that kind of flexibility. But yeah, it was really cool. I've since done an MBA and yeah, I've done a few other bits and pieces, short courses and that kind of stuff. So I really like to learn and experience new things. And yeah, that was, I guess, the start of my learning kind of process post-school. I think post-school I did a diploma and then I did the Swinburne online degree post that. But yeah, it was really enjoyable from what I can remember.
Oh, that's great to hear, and I'm sure everybody else would love to hear that as well. So maybe PhD, Dr. Levy?
No way. Too much work.
What? Come on, you can do anything. Hey,
too much. But yeah, it's different though. Like PhD is like a lot of research and papers, and like MBA is a bit of both. Like yeah, it's research, but you do a bit of group work and other bits and pieces attached to it. Whereas
it
PhD is a bit more
commitment, isn't it? It's huge. It's a
yeah, and you have to have a pretty big interest in something to be able to.
Yeah,
I think
that's true. So just do you have like a special room set up for all your certificates, diplomas?
I have them on my Dropbox, like as digital copies, but yeah, no, I don't have anything like
not like the pool room in the castle, the movie.
Are you old enough for the pool room in the castle? Because I know it's.
I've seen the castle.
Thank you.
I was going to say I'm pushing it on age for that, but then I thought my partner in crime might be my partner in throwing tomatoes at me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I do have a lot of 90s references. Dancing around the handbag on the old dance floor as well. So let's not go there.
I feel like that's timeless. Dancing around the handbag pool is timeless. However, Matt, unless you want to talk about dancing around the handbag pile at a sort of club or whatnot, probably we can move on.
Okay, sounds good.
So I think we're going to talk about your role, your current role at Westpac.
Okay.
So you've been there for a while now?
Yeah, so I've been at Westpac for coming up 12 years in March. And yeah, I'm currently in a change analyst role with a regulatory program. But I've done a few roles across the bank in contact center, done a change-related business analyst type roles. And I've done a few other bits and pieces in my time at Westpac. And yeah, they're really supportive, I guess, of my swimming and I guess what I've been able to do outside of work. And yeah, it's been great to be able to learn and have skills that I can use as opposed to just swimming and doing that. So it's been, really great. Since I started in 2010, I've been able to do a degree and MBA and a few other bits and pieces, which has been cool. But yeah, they've been really supportive and it's been great so far.
That's amazing. I'm going to deviate here because that's how long I've been at Swinburne.
Cool.
And I like that I keep working here. I keep working at Swinburne very much intentionally. So I just wonder if there's some similarities there. At Westpac, what is it that keeps you in the same organisation? Is it the support, the variety?
I guess sometimes the variety is difficult, especially if you've been at a place for so long, but it's more, I guess, the culture, I think. And the culture and the people, I guess, would be the two main things that I can kind of think of that kind of keep me attracted to staying there at an organization like that. And I guess similar to probably you at Swinburne, sometimes variety can be tough, especially if you're used to something and done something for a while. You kind of get into a comfort zone. But definitely the culture and the people and the experiences, I guess, you kind of get is something that I kind of keep coming back to. Yeah.
I had to interrupt. I'm sorry, Matthew and Ashley. Are you allergic to cats by any chance?
I'm sure you can edit that out of the.
No, we don't edit anything out.
Was it when Dominique was here? And for everyone listening, Doc is unavailable today apparently. So he featured in the last podcast. So in his place, Bob is now sitting next to me and threatening to walk across the keyboard. So
does Bob have a question? Can you swim, Bob?
Bob, okay, so all three cats can swim. They don't love it.
They don't love
but if you are desperate in a heat wave, you find out that, yes, cats can swim in a kiddie pool. It's probably not Olympic level, I would say. However, when they get out of the pool, I suspect their running becomes Olympic level or your running from them becomes Olympic level. But in terms of Swinburne, what makes the job or different jobs always engaging and always giving energy is definitely, for me, the people as well. There's always, might be similar work or the same work, but there's always a new person with a new story or the same people with the same great stories, and you love hearing them. Just after that cat interruption.
Yeah. So, Matt, tell us, over the past 18 months, you've been working at home like most of us have been. Any new skills that you've learnt from working at home, or what do you prefer, office at home or a bit of mix?
I've been mostly based at Canberra, so always been remote for about last 18 months or so, or 12 months. I guess new skills probably would be patience and I guess technology, getting more savvy with technology, I guess would be another one. And learning to say no as well, because there's a lot of times people book meetings after hours and all that kind of stuff. So learning to say no and kind of having guidelines of like when you need to do work and when you shouldn't do work and should do work and all that kind of stuff as well.
That is so interesting.
They're probably the main things.
Putting start and end times in your diary so people don't book you past that. Yeah, that's tough. And so pre-lockdown, you were working. So you were in Canberra. Sorry, I thought you were in Sydney.
In Sydney. Pre-COVID, and then once COVID hit, I moved to Canberra because everyone's working remote anyway. So I really wanted to ask you, Matt, how does it feel to have seen your face on the side of the Opera House? Yeah, it's pretty cool. We kind of no one really had any warning of what that was when that was happening and that kind of thing, which would have been nice. But it was pretty cool to see that and to see, I guess, the recognition.
Two photos, a solo one just by yourself, and then also a group one. with the group, with the relay. So I think they had gold medalists on a couple of shots from Opera House, and then they had individual, each Olympian and Paralympian.
So you didn't know, and then all of a sudden you woke up one day and it turns out your face was on the side of...
Well, if you follow, I guess, New South Wales government on Facebook, I guess you would know, because it kind of came up on like the news feed. But it wasn't like they sent an email out saying watch this at this time kind of thing. So this is like kind of... Well, and it was on YouTube, so you go back and have a look. So it was it was all right. I guess that it was good that they organised it, but I guess they kind of forgot to let everyone know.
That was pretty cool. I just thought that was amazing. Hey, Matt, you're an ambassador for many organisations and you're on the board of directors of New South Wales disability organisation Ability Options.
Yeah.
Can you explain briefly to us what your role is there?
Yeah, sure. So I'm on the board of Ability Options. I've been there for maybe 12 months. I guess basically the quick summary of what they do is they help people with disability gain employment, and they also have they run group homes and help run group homes for people with disabilities. And they do a various bunch of other stuff as well in New South Wales. But it's been great to, I guess, be a part of that and kind of use my expertise other than my sport. And I guess having lived experiences helps in, I guess, understanding the issues that arise from that kind of level. And it's been great so far. And I'm still learning in that role because I haven't been in too many of those type of roles. So it's been great so far.
Matt, I've ordered your book, Keeping Your Head Above Water. Can you tell us how the idea of writing the book came about, and was it a good experience? And is there going to be a sequel, a biography maybe? Autobiography, sorry.
Yeah, so I guess about a 3-year process of writing that book, and it was really kind of came about basically I do a bit of speaking and I kind of talk to the framework that I talk in the book, and I kind of wanted to put pen to paper and kind of explain it a little bit more than just a brief 30-minute spiel that I would do in speeches and the like. So, it was really kind of an extension of what I kind of do from a speaking sense. And, it just gives a bit of an understanding of my life, but in easy to understand concepts and that people can relate to in everyday life, in business, in whatever they're doing. It might help them in the things that they do. Because it's very easy to see the top end of the tree when you're competing against the world's best or doing great things in business and the like. But a lot of people aren't doing that, but they still have goals, they still have dreams and that kind of thing. So it's really all the same. It's just a matter of, I guess, putting it into practice and putting a concept on paper that is easy to understand. That's I guess where it kind of started. And it was just really about sharing my journey and sharing, I guess, what I've learned from my experiences in sport and in life. And at the moment, I'm just starting to do a kids version of that. So it's more picture-based, which hopefully should be, it's in rough draft at the moment, but so it's like really dumbed down version basically. Really kind of goes through basically the same stuff, but in about 10 or so pages, 10 to 15 pages. Mainly picture form and something that's easy to understand for kids. Because when I did the keeping head above water, it was it was great, but it doesn't really speak to children and young adults. It's more, I guess, 270 odd pages of people like adults that can read and that can understand it, not so much kids. So I kind of wanted to tap into the kids market as well. So we'll see how it goes. And, being an author is not easy because it's hard to kind of sell books, but I managed to sell, I think, 500-600 at the moment, which is good.
That's amazing. Yeah,
but it's on it's also online as well, which just makes it easier. But the author doesn't get much for the online versions.
Okay, I ordered mine through the your website. Hey, here's Ash's little one, Mason. Hey, Mason.
Kids.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, that's very good.
Work from home with kids is so good. Says no one.
I was going to ask you, last week the federal government announced that Australian Paralympic medalists will be paid the same bonuses as the Olympians. This is great news, and maybe this is a controversial question, but do you think they should have announced this before the Games?
No, well, I guess public pressure.
Does it not matter?
Either way, but I think they wouldn't have done it if it was before the Games, because the public pressure was all during the Games in terms of like equal rights and equal pay and all that kind of stuff. So I think it just happened that the right person complained to the right person, and that's kind of how it kind of started. Like I think the equality issue's been happening for years and years and years, ever since I've been in sport. But it just so happened the right person complained to the right person, I think. It's good. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's just a difficult situation because it might not have happened.
Mm. Would have been nice to have happened at London where you won 5. Just saying.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Well, it would have been nice if you get per medal, but I think it's not per medal. It's like your highest medal result is what they pay.
But
okay. Per medal would be cool. But from what I understand, it's the highest medal result that gets paid.
Okay, well, you did really well, gold medalist.
Yeah.
Hey, as we just about wrap up our awesome conversation with you, Matt, what does the back end of the year look like for you? So what's the next swim meet?
Probably nothing till trials in April. So, just be getting back in the water post-quarantine and, slowly getting some fitness back and that kind of thing. And, taking it pretty easy back into the year. There's not much happening. And, getting ready for Commonwealth Games in 2022 and, just also working out where I want to go from a job perspective as well. The current project I'm working on is going live and wrapping up. I need to kind of sort that out as well. It's not looking too bad at the moment. Just getting my feet on the ground and getting back to normality, I think.
Yeah, and you're back at work now, even though you're in quarantine. Yep.
Back at work.
Yeah, and our most important question that we ask all of our VIP guests, Matt, is we leave this one to the last, and connection and reconnection of staff is the theme of our podcast. So we wanted to ask you, do you have any tips for the listeners on why that is so important?
Yeah, I guess reconnection and connection of staff, I guess, is important because we all have different experiences. We all come from different backgrounds, different cultures, whatever it may be. So it's really, I guess, important to listen, communicate and be transparent to everyone, I guess, you meet, because you never know what you can learn from them. And I think, the connection of staff, especially in COVID times, is even more paramount. And it's really important to, I guess, listen to your fellow colleagues and, understand, I guess, how they are and what they're doing and I guess be communicating and open and transparent with, I guess, everyone you kind of meet. And yeah, it's that's, I guess, the advice that I can think of.
Great answer. That is such a great answer. And because some of our colleagues, you might not see for a while or you might not tap into, and that's pretty much the purpose of our podcast, which we've been able to do here at Swinburne, which we love doing. Matt, it's great to have chatted to you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Really appreciate it. It's been really lovely.
Ash and I
notwithstanding.
Yeah, so good. Sorry I haven't got anything to kind of share back here, but maybe, Matt, after this, maybe you could tell us, give us a score out of 10. How do you reckon we did today?
Oh, you're giving you a score now?
Yeah, right now. Come on, don't even think about it. Just put you right on the spot.
Maybe 8?
we've got it. So what I tend to do after the podcast is I'm a big fan of, thank you, Mason, I'm a big fan of you've got to back yourself, right? You've got to support yourself. If you want anyone else to believe in you, you've got to believe in yourself.
Thank you again, Matt. It's great to see you, and we will be continuing to watch your amazing, incredible success.
No worries. Thank you.
Well, Ash, I don't know about you, but that was pretty special, as Bruce would say. What a great chat. It's fair to say we didn't get through all the questions we had for Matt. I had about another dozen ready to roll out, plus some, plus some from Mum on quarantine food. Didn't get to that
Mum,
one.
As always, we'll have to hold that over till the next pod. Also, side note, I don't know if I'm going to get hate mail for this one, but should we explain who Bruce McAvaney is for people who
No, we shouldn't. No, if you don't know who Bruce McAvaney is, you're out, man. Yeah, come on.
I know the name.
Oh, Ash.
I know. I generally know, but
Bruce has coined the term, special. So, okay. So for people who aren't aware, sorry, I didn't know that, but.
I mean, I have a rough idea. There is no digging upwards here for me. I'm just this is my bed.
It's okay. Lots of people will get it, and it's something he says a lot. So now that we've kind of got that under control, the Bruce comment before we wrap up the pod, let's keep the tradition continuing here, Ash. So please step up to the dais, provide a score for us out of 10, please.
I don't know about today's score because, I've lost points personally for the Bruce McAvaney part. The highlighting the splash pun, which was epic pun, but do I lose points for that again? I'm not sure where I stand on the points scale.
I think it adds value personally.
I'm going to reserve our score. Well, actually, and Matt already scored us. So he scored us quite high by Olympic standards, which might be lower than our normal score, and we're just going to have to come to terms with that in our own time.
I'm going for gold. It's still gold for me.
Is it still gold? Is it gold if it's not more than 10 out of 10?
It's nearly gold.
It's nearly gold. Let's stick with gold.
It's rolled gold. He
was very supportive. Matt said 8 out of 10 was good.
Yeah,
Let's stick with that.
I did have to twist his arm a little bit, but hey, that's okay. We like to have a bit of arm wrestle with that.
He was very gracious about it.
He was.
And thank you everyone for playing along with another episode of the Podcast Professionals. We will see you next time.